Let me ask you a question. How many people did it feel kind of heavy? How many people feel a little bit hard? Yeah, I just want to really acknowledge that, like 100%. And just let you know that everything that you're experiencing, everything that you're going through is normal. Like there's no mistakes, right? It's a big deal what's going on. And it was interesting because as I was processing, going through my own process, yes, Mike is actually a human being that actually has real processes, that actually has real emotions. I really do. And it was really, really heavy, a lot heavier than I thought it was going to be. And as I sat there, when I understood what I started feeling, what Spirit was telling me was that I was doing it more from a collective standpoint than I was doing it as an individual basis. And so in other words, it was really heavy because I'm picking up the collective energy of what was happening. And that was heavy for a couple of days. Like I couldn't shake it. I'm like this is not normally how it goes. But this one was unique, this one was different. And what all of a sudden, and I love the way that Spirit works with me because Spirit comes to me, whether it's a song on the radio, whether it's a book, whether it's a friend I'm talking to or something. Spirit will always, 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 and just so you know, when you start playing this game that we talk about, that we do here at Unity, which is waking up, Spirit will find whatever way it needs to get to you, to show you something, a tool or something to help you get through whatever it is that you need to get through. How many people know that? It will. It'll show up. And it shows up in some amazing ways. And so I happened to be going for a run, and I was listening to this podcast, and this person was talking about this idea of, well, if it's collective energy, you're part of the collective, what do you want to contribute to the collective? And I was like, oh, you mean I can add to the collective whatever I want to add to the collective. So in other words, I don't have to follow the collective. Are you getting this? You don't have to follow the collective. You can make a decision because of who and what you are, which is a powerful divine being of God, and you can say, well, okay, that's what everybody else is doing, but wait a minute, what do I want to put into this thing? What do I want to add to it? And so if you want to add fear and you want to add anger and you want to add whatever you want to add, have at it. However, if you want to be a divine being, which I think, well, you are, and you say to yourself, you know, instead of putting what everybody else puts into this collective pot of soup, what I'm going to choose to do is, oh, I don't know, how about if we try some love? How about if we try, oh, I don't know, maybe some forgiveness? How about if we try some compassion? How about if we try and start filling in the blanks? And then all of a sudden, when you start putting that out there, then all of a sudden it's like, all I noticed within myself was that I started to change. So instead of feeling this heaviness, this, oh, man, is this heavy? I started to like open up, and it was like, yes, now I can start to feel it. Now I can return back to my center. Now I can start being, oh, happy-go-lucky Mike, which is normally what I kind of am. And that was the difference for me. That was my experience. And I wanted to share that with you to let you know that, number one, if you're having that experience, like, I'm really sorry. It's heavy. But I'm also letting you know that you have the ability to maybe approach it from a little different standpoint, which is why I absolutely love doing what we do here at Unity. And that is we have a smorgasbord of spiritual tools that we can use that help us get through different parts of our life depending on what's going on. And my experience has been is that we all are at different places. So for example, some people right now are on the mountaintop. How many people in this room right now are on the mountaintop? How many people are feeling really, really, really good? I got a couple, you guys don't be shy. I'm looking at some people going like, I'm okay, it's okay. Like, it's really cool that you're feeling that way. And then we got some people that might be struggling a little bit, and I'm not going to ask you to raise your hand. I'm just going to tell you, I'm really sorry that you're struggling. But just know that it's okay, and that's what makes being in a collective so cool, because now we've got everybody to balance it out. And my observation has been, sometimes I'm in the valley, and sometimes I'm in the peak, and sometimes I'm in between. And my goal, my expression, is to honestly make all of it okay. So I'm not going to sit up here and pretend that if I'm having, like I'm always sitting there just beaming. I wish that was the case, but sometimes life shows up, right? And it gets hard. And that's part of it that I think, if anything, has changed since the time when I was younger, was I would just walk around like this. See this? I'm happy. This is Unity's positive Christianity, right? So I'm positive. See this? I'm smiling, and deep down inside, guess what? I'm miserable. So, anyways, we have the ability to have this experience where you can really embrace everything that is going on. Everything. And you don't have to be afraid of it. You don't have to run from it. You don't have to deny it. You actually have the power and the capacity because of who and what you are, which is a divine child of God. You have the power to be able to process that and really actually make a difference, not only on an individual basis, but on a collective basis as well. That's where the power is. And so what happens, in a sense, is that you're going from, and I always say this, is you're going from victim consciousness. And what's the opposite of victim consciousness? Creator. More specifically, a powerful creator. So when all of a sudden you go, there's nothing I can do about my life, it is the way that it is, and it sucks. And by the way, I used to be there, just so you know. And you step over here and you're like, well, wait a minute. No, I'm going to believe everything the Fillmores taught. I'm going to believe everything that Jesus taught. I'm going to believe all the things that the Masters taught. And understand that I'm got a divine seed in me just like they all did and just like they all talked about. And I'm going to step over here and I'm going to accept responsibility for everything that's going in my life, even when it's scary. Because by stepping into my full power, then all of a sudden I can do something about it. Whereas if I'm in a victim over here, there's nothing I can do about it other than be a victim. And let's just face it, it's really easy to be over here, right? Because after all, you're a victim. Oh, poor me. Look at all these things. Oh, no. And it's okay. Look, I was there. I get it. But I'm just telling you, like, this is where the party is. This is where the fun is. This is where you step into your life and you're like, hey, I can do something about this. I can change my life. I can really do things differently than I had been doing them. And I can step fully into my power and I can create the life that I want to create. Yes, you really can do that. That was the promise you were told before you came down here. That's what you were told. That's what you were excited for. That's why you came down here. But for some reason, and all of us have different reasons, we forgot that for a while. But here's the great news. Here's the amazing news. Here's the phenomenal news, is that you all decided it was okay for a while, but you also said, and then I'm going to wake up. And guess what, folks? I don't care who you are. I don't care how many times you've been here. You are in the process of waking up. You wouldn't be here if you weren't doing that. I'm telling you that we as a consciousness, we as a humanity are starting to wake up, and everybody is going to start to have these experiences. For whatever reason, we all slowed down a little bit, but now is the time for us to start waking up. And it's okay if you're sitting there going, I have no idea what this guy is talking about. It's okay. I'm just telling you, get ready, because you're going to start to see some stuff shift in your life, and all of a sudden you're going to be like, oh my God. I can't believe I just had somebody reference this book to me. I can't believe I just heard the song on the radio. I can't believe somebody just told me this thing about the fifth dimension or something else like that. What is going on? You're waking up. You're waking up. And that's when it gets to be fun. That's when the party starts. And it all can be fun. It can be. We can all really have a good time doing this. So anyways, we're glad you're here. Thank you. With all the things you could have been doing, you decided, hey, I think we'll go hang out this morning with a bunch of other people and do a lot of fun things. So we've got a wonderful band this morning. We've got a wonderful speaker who I'll be talking about in just a minute, and sit back and enjoy the show. Having said that, we've got some announcements this morning. There we go. Thank you, Jim. Starting next month, we have how many people know what Reiki is? Reiki is an energy modality. Yeah, we've got a group of people here, and if you ever wanted to have it done, we've got a group that shows up and you get zapped. I call it getting zapped. So you just show up, and then there's a group of them, and they zap you. The third Thursday of each month from 6:30 to 8:30. It's pretty powerful if you've ever had it done. How many people have had a Reiki session? Yeah, there's a bunch of hands. For those of you that don't worry. It's not like they're going to zap you and you're going to walk off and your arm's going to fall off. Or it's actually really healing and really beautiful. So Reiki is a really powerful healing modality. Kitchen angels. We're looking for some additional kitchen angels. Look, this is like a once a month or once every 2 month thing where you just show up and help us just prepare some of the food that we serve out there that everybody seems to love and hang out and talk and be social with and all the things. So if you could, there's a sign-up sheet out in the lobby. If you could do that and you've got some time, we would greatly appreciate it. Where is Deb? I saw her. There she is. Next Sunday, Deb is going to be doing an amazing workshop on Ho'oponopono. Did I say that right? I always want to throw in an extra P or an N or something. But it's this amazing, powerful healing technique about forgiveness. So actually, forgiveness, what? What? There's something going on here with forgiveness. But Deb is going to be leading us through this amazing workshop next Sunday after the service, starting at 12:30, and she's going to guide us through this, and we're really excited and very fortunate to have us. So next Sunday, it starts at 12:30? Right after the service. So we're probably going to do it, I'm guessing, in here or downstairs. We'll figure it out. It's going to be next Sunday after the service. If you're interested, there is a sign-up sheet, so please sign up for the service. So a lot of people come into Unity, and some of you folks are like, hey, Mike, I'm cool. I know what's going on. I know what I want to do. I know what I want to study. I know how I want to do it, which is great. I think that's fantastic. But there's some people, and I would say more than a few, who come in the door, and Unity is kind of like this series of tools and things that we do, but there's not like, well, you do this, and then you do this, and then you do this, and then you do that. And for some people, it's like, dude, could you just give me the roadmap? I just want the roadmap. Could you give me an idea of where I should start with this journey of mine? And so I've put together what I'm calling Your Path, which is a roadmap to your soul's journey. And it's going to be a series of classes. And I'm just going to share you what I did in my 46 years at Unity, how I progressed through my own journey of figuring out all those tools and doing all the things. And so we're going to get together. You're going to learn some tools. You're going to learn some tricks. And I'm just going to show you how I went through it. And there's actually 4 steps that I went through. And there's a lot in each one, but we're going to go through those 4 steps. So if you're kind of going like, hey, it would be awesome for me to have a roadmap just to get started, because again, what I'm going to tell you is probably contrary to what we often hear. There's not just one way. There's not just one path. There's actually many ways, and there's actually many paths. And so I'm going to share with you mine, and if you would like, you could join me, and then you could kind of start the process and then go from there. So it just gets you going. And that's what I find most people need is, hey, Mike, can you just start me? Can you get me going? Then I'll figure it out from there, which to me is the most beautiful way that you can do it. Let your own soul tell you, what do I need to do to take the first step, then the second step, then the third step. This will be a great class if you're looking for a little bit of guidance along the way, and then we'll help you actually create your path, which is the most beautiful path that you can have in this journey.